Hey guys, it is currently Monday, November 3rd, and I'm going to get an iron transfusion. I brought a book to read because they said it's going to take 2.5 hours, so I have a consult that I have to go to, which I'm trying to get to now. Okay, then. I have a consult I have to go to, which is at the same place. It's just two different locations. So the console is upstairs in the hospital, and then the infusion center is downstairs past the gift shop apparently. So my appointment's at 11. It's currently 10:17. Daylight savings happened. I gotta change the time in my car. That's why it took me a second, because it says it's 11. It's not. So I guess I'll document a little bit of this process, because obviously I'm not gonna record 2.5 hours, but we'll see how this goes. Because I feel like a lot of people might have questions. It's not everybody gets iron transfusions during pregnancy because they don't need it. If your iron levels are fine, you don't need it. But you could be someone who does need it and you're scared of the process. So we'll see. I have no choice. You don't really have a choice, unfortunately. So we're gonna go. My iron, last they checked, was at 11. They wanted at a 30. I'm hoping this is the only iron transfusion I'll need, because my levels aren't depleting that quickly. My first level was 20 when I first, my first ever set of labs, around 12 weeks. And then they tested again, and it was 18. When they tested that, around August, beginning of August-ish. And that's when they said, oh, we might have to do the iron transfusion, and they had the people call me, but I didn't want to do it. Then I had another appointment. What was that? September? Beginning of September. And they had me do labs again, and I just had to get the labs before my 24-week appointment. They ordered me labs. My 28-week, I had to get it before then, the labs. It was the same time I did the 1-hour glucose test, and it came back on 11. So they say typically you get this infusion around 28 weeks apparently. They did put me on an oral supplement first, but apparently my body doesn't like it. I don't know. I feel like there's other things they could have done, but oh, maybe take it every day instead of every other day. Because right now, I take it every other day. They haven't told me if I'm supposed to stop it after the iron transfusion. Maybe I'll get that answer. This is my only appointment I've had, though, throughout this whole journey without Justin being there, so kind of nervous. What the hell was it? Wasn't me. Never had an IV before, so and I'm scared of needles. I know the needle doesn't stay in, but it's still the thought. And then I guess this will be good practice for when I do go into labor, because they usually put an IV in both arms, because they have one with fluids and then the other with Pitocin. Up with you guys when I Currently getting the infusion. Kind of scary. Okay, so I'm officially home. I do feel like a little less energy, which they said is typically normal. I shouldn't say typically, they said it's pretty normal. To feel tired, and they said I might have some body aches, muscle aches for the next 48 hours. But over the next few weeks, I should be feeling an increase in energy and whatnot. So now I'm just hungry. I am a little tired now, but the infusion, my infusion at least, they said it could take up to 2.5 hours. The first 15 minutes they start slow. They do a slow infusion at first, and then if you tolerate it well, no dizziness, no nothing, like no bad reactions, then they up it. Their pump automatically does it because they never came in and reprogrammed. They did come in and check. Excuse me. So, yeah. My infusion, I got out at 1. I started the infusion, well, 12:15-ish. My appointment was at 12. By the time I got down there, it was like 11:30, 11:35 maybe. And I wasn't waiting long. She did tell me to stop taking the iron for just a week and then resume it next Monday, which, yeah, that would be the next time. I would actually have to take it next Monday, because it's every other day, so tomorrow it's technically due. What else? The infusion was like at a rate of 263 milliliters per hour. They infused a whole gram of iron in a 250 milliliter bag of sodium chloride. At least that's what I think it was. It said 250 milliliters. Other questions? It didn't, honestly, I didn't have any much of a bad reaction. The most was in the beginning, because I was really, like, I was like, all right, I'm afraid of needles, so I was like, all right, it's going to be a peripheral IV. I got this. You know, the needle doesn't stay in. It's a intravenous catheter. It doesn't stay in, so it's going to be a peripheral IV. I can do it. They put the IV in my wrist, so I think that didn't help. So I think I had a little bit of an anxiety attack, which I didn't tell them, because it wasn't a reaction to the iron. It was just my nerves. But once they left the room, it did subside, and I took some sips of water, because they did give me water. But overall, it was nice. I don't know. It was definitely an experience. Yeah. They might not recommend that for everybody, but they made me do it. So, well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions and I may have the answer, go for it and comment. If I don't have the answer, well, I'm sorry. I think I addressed most of the questions that I had. Like, do I still take the iron? They said to still take my prenatal and the vitamin C. But I can, and it's going to take a few weeks. They did request more labs. I don't know when I have to go and get those, but I'm going to assume maybe a week or so, only because they said, you know, take a week or whatever. They did schedule an appointment for 4 months out for afterbirth. Since you do lose blood, they want to make sure your blood and your iron is fine. Yeah. Whew. All right. Well, as I said before, thank you for watching this video. I tried to keep it short and sweet. Bye.